Well, it's that time of the week again when Stephanie Dobson joins us for another episode of Healthy Thriving Family After Divorce. Stephanie is a lawyer, mediator, and online educator with Hankin Divorce Law and Mediation offices in Lloydminster and Edmonton. Stephanie, thank you for joining me today.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Stacey.
Well, we started last week talking about the Divorce Act and changes that happened to it several years ago. And today we're going to, I guess, just be expanding on that a little bit. So
Yeah.
we talked basically three-part interviews on different topics. And so basically, let's start by what's going to be covered in each part, Stephanie.
Sure. So our viewers might recall that last week we started with part one, which was the terminology around parenting and the focus of the new Divorce Act on relationships. So when I say new Divorce Act, March 1st of 2021 is when it came into effect. Part two is today. So we'll be talking about the best interests of the children, how that's outlined in the new act, including a brand new section addressing family violence. And part three, we're going to divide into two, sort of an A and a B of that segment. So we'll be talking about relocation and then the duties of parties and their legal advisors in a court action. So I just want to remind our viewers that today's topic covers issues for parents who are married. So that's under the Federal Divorce Act. Another exciting development, though, for unmarried parents is that effective on March 1st of 2021, Saskatchewan actually brought in a new Children's Law Act, which mirrors a lot of the principles in the Divorce Act. And in Alberta, unmarried parents have been able to use these best interest list that we'll be going over today. They've been able to use it since 2005.
Okay, well, let's talk about that phrase, Stephanie, best interests of children. Let's dive a little bit deeper. What exactly does that mean?
So the foundation of family law in Canada and in international law is the idea of this best interest of the children. That's sort of a phrase that's well known in our area. So there's similar language to start in the old act, the old Divorce Act and the new Divorce Act, which is making it about children. So the court is only to consider what's called the best interests of the children. The difference is in the old Divorce Act, there was no list as to what that best interest meant. That list had been developed over the years by the court. So in the new Divorce Act, there's now a non-exhaustive list of what that means, the best interests of the children.
Can we get into that a little bit, Stephanie, and talk about what some of those interests are?
Well, it's a long list, but I thought that I would go over it with our viewers here today so that they can get an idea of what that means. So there's a long list that starts with the number one priority, which is the safety, security, and well-being of the child above all other considerations. So the rest of the list is 11 items in no particular order of priority. So let's go through those now. The first one is the child's needs, given the child's age and stage of development. The nature and the strength of the child's relation. Number two is the nature and strength of the child's relationship with each spouse, siblings, grandparents, and other important persons. So it recognizes that stability in these extended relationships can have value for children transitioning into two homes. Number three is each parent's willingness to support the development and maintenance of the child's relationship with the other parent. So that's another rule we call the friendly parent rule. Number four is the history of care of the child. So the courts will look at the role that each parent played before the separation occurred and the knowledge and ability to cope with things like daily routines and health issues. Number five, the child's views and preference. Of course, this will depend on the child's age and stage of maturity. Number six, the child's cultural, linguistic, religious, and spiritual upbringing and heritage, including Indigenous upbringing and heritage. Number seven, the plans for a child's care. So the courts will consider any parenting plan that's already been developed by the parents or proposed by one parent. Number eight, and we're almost done with our list, is the ability and willingness of a parent to meet the needs of a child. Number nine, the ability and willingness of co-parents to communicate and to cooperate. So we're talking here about shielding children from their parents' conflict. Number 10, family violence. And number 11, other relevant criminal or civil proceedings with the parents.
Well, and can you expand on the family violence topic a little bit and how the courts view that and see that when going through the divorce proceedings?
So the definition of family violence is expansive. It's not tied to criminality. It looks more at the members of the household who are conducting themselves in a way that's violent, threatening, or constitutes a pattern of coercive and controlling behavior, which causes the family members to fear for their own safety or for that of another person. So there's a non-exhaustive list. So things that you would look you would think of like physical or sexual abuse or harassment, but it even goes further into psychological, financial abuse, failing to provide the necessaries of life, or even abuse towards animals or properties. So it also validates that a child's direct or indirect exposure to family violence is in and of itself family violence. So we're talking here about trying to shield the children from parental conflict is a really big and important factor here. And the impact of family violence, as I mentioned in our last question, is actually considered when assessing the best interests of the child.
So it's all kind of basically interconnected, Stephanie.
It
Again,
is.
so much to talk about when it comes to this subject, and we'll be back next week to go through part 3 with some more questions and issues talking about the new Divorce Act and some of the changes. So Stephanie, thanks again for joining me, and we will see you again next week.
Yeah, thanks, Stacey.